Thanks again. I really appreciate for your time. And let's begin our session. Today, we are going to cover Power Automate, the advanced topic. We will be looking into the details, how the functionality of the Power Automate can be extracted, and what are the other features they are available within the solution as well as the subscription that you are going to have it. Then you have some, you can say, housekeeping stuff. Please feel free to ask the question. By the time you speak, you can unmute yourself. And once again, really appreciate for your time in the corporation. And as soon as we will cover up this session, we will post our recorded session on YouTube. Our all previously conducted session, they are available on YouTube channel, as well as you can take the presentation from the OneDrive, which is always be updated with the latest content. As I discussed, the agenda that we are going to cover, we will be looking into the advanced based scenarios by using the Power Automate. So it will be scenario based. We will be talking about, there could be some patterns that we have used previously. You will also be able to see it right now. But along with it, definitely there will be a big scope I'm going to share with you, as well as I will also showcase you how we have automated our business model, not business model, you can say, training model, in terms of sending out the automated replies by the time that you register, as well as whenever we schedule any session, how you are receiving those particular invitations. So this is the kind of the Power Automation that I'm just going to showcase you during this session. So as we discussed last time, based on the Power Automation, we have two kind of the scenarios. One is the API based. So API based digital processing automation, which is the fully cloud flows that you are going to see and which you have seen in our last session and we discussed in very detail. And along with it, you will see within the Power Automate, you will find the desktop flow, which is the RPA process for the legacy environment, for the legacy application, which are the desktop version. So you can build your RPA solution by using the Power Automate, and you can automate all of the business processes. So now the Power Automate is giving you a bridge, which is going to fill up the gap between and across the apps also. So no matter what kind of application that you are using, you can take leverage of Power Automate either on the desktop version or a cloud flow. So in terms of the interconnectivity, if we talk about, you fully understand about the Microsoft network. In the Microsoft, you have the different technologies, you have the business application, you have the productive tools. So all of the Microsoft network-based application, it can be connected by using the Power Automate, as well as the application or the services which are available on cloud. You can also take the leverage to integrate the solution by using the connector. So either it could be Salesforce, Google apps, or Box apps. Other, you can say, solution which can be, you can say, open source API, or you can say proprietary APIs. You can connect, you can integrate the solution either by pulling the information or pulling the transaction, or by pushing the information, or what kind of the automation that you are expecting. Let's say you want to update any information, you want to extract it, you want to delete it. So you can utilize 100% Power Automate functionality there. So in this particular scenario, Power Automate, again, it will help you to connect different business processes in a different manners. So totally depends on the business logic as well as the business requirement, that what kind of application that you are going to connect and how you are going to integrate with the business model. So one thing is very important to understand here. There could be a part of the connectors which are available by the Microsoft or third party And even though system give you the provision that you can also build your own custom connector. Let's take example that you have the on-prem environment and you want to connect your on-prem data source with the cloud one. So you can use the gateway technology, you can connect, you can build your own connector through the gateway. You can interlink all the other business processes. Along with it, if all of the business processes or all of the business application they are available on cloud, so you have might be possible that you have the readily available connector because there are more than I believe so more than 500 connectors are available where you can take the leverage using it to connect the business scenarios. So let's connect and let's see how it works in terms of the Power Automates. Particularly, we are talking about Dynamics 365 Dataverse, but I will also showcase you some other aspect how you can utilize with other productivity tools there. So let me just jump to my environment here. So one of the scenario that I wanted to showcase you that whenever the customer approaches you and he asks some information that what is my status of the case? What is my status of any record or transaction? So this is what you can achieve very easily on the Power Automate. Similar way, you want to extract some data from the outside, means you have the APIs and you want to connect and you want to read the information and pull the information and push the information in the Dynamics 365 on any, you can say the platform that you are looking for it. Similar way, you want to extract those information, could be you can say the registration form, and based on the registration you want to send the acknowledgement and you want to update the profile into the system. So there could be anything that you are going to do. So in the first scenario that I'm going to showcase you, that customer connects you by using any mean, could be you can say website or it could be the WhatsApp message. It's part of the omni-channel, and omni-channel, this is what we are going to explain you, or you can say we are going to brief you in our upcoming session. But just to showcase you how you can connect the system by using the automate. That's the kind of the diversity you are going to see today there. So let's take example. You have the WhatsApp. And in the WhatsApp, customer is trying to approach you. So let's take example. I'm using the Twilio because Twilio is has you can provide the connectivity with the Dynamics 365 omni-channel. So you can set up the APIs there. So let's take example. I'm connecting and I'm just sending a message on the WhatsApp, which is a you can assume it's a company WhatsApp number. And from here, once the interaction is going to be start, you will see there is some bot is going to interact. Bot, this is what again we will cover in some other session, which is the you can say virtual agent. He's going to talk to you, means just like a bot, he's talking to you based on some scenarios, and you are going to reduce down the human interface there. So in this particular process, what I am looking for it that customer approaches, customer has the requirement. So let's take example. Customer has a requirement that he is asking for the office timing. So in this scenario, you don't need any human interaction. Bot can easily handle this one. As well as there could be some scenarios here that the customer wants to get the update on his complaint. So where we have the scenario that we want to connect and extract the information from the CRM based on some criteria and push it to the interface. So here I'm just going to put some information. Let's say I'm just saying that, okay, I wanted to know about the opening hours. System will give me the details. Is asking me what is the nearest location. So I'm saying that I'm based in Dubai, and system is giving me some information which is relevant to it. Now, there is a, you can say conversation is going on here. So these all information is being tracked on the system there. Okay. Now, there could be a chances that I say means the it's bot is saying that okay, if you want to connect with the agent or not. I'm saying no, I don't want to connect at the moment. And also, I want to know about the question here, which is related to, let's take example, case status. I'm just going to write it on here. So I misspelled something. Yes, the status misspelled, but system will identify with this detail because I just put here. I'm just going to write a correct phrase here. Case status. System is going to identify, okay, which case I'm talking about. So let me just have a look, and let's take example. I'm using one of my portal here, which is, you can, again, the CRM portal or Power Portal. And we will look into this detail also in our upcoming future sessions, where we will give you a brief how you can set up your own CRM portal, which is connected with CRM. It is going to be managed within the CRM also. So let me just do one thing. Let me just copy this number of my case and put it here. Now, what you can observe here, system is going to try out based on this number, and system has taken out the details. So where you have messaged out based on the criteria with some of the detail which is extracted from the database or a dataverse. It could be dataverse, it could be any other system also. Now, this particular interaction that I'm going to show you here, this is 100% Power Automate. Okay, and how it is being calling, this is what I'm going to show you there. So to do so, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump into one of my environment, and here I have opened Power Virtual Agent. Again, this is what we will explain you in the future sessions, but wanted to show you some scenario here. Let's take example of case status update. Now you can see a pattern, it is coming, and at one point I asked to pull the information from the database. So you can see it here. These are the phrases. If the phrases are coming here, this particular message will appear based on the customer input. I had recorded the information and I call a Power Automate process here. So you can see it here. And this is something that I'm extracting. So I'm taking the information, whatever the information, raw data is coming up here, and I'm passing to the Dataverse table or database, you can say the source, where I wanted to extract the information. What is the information is stored on my database. So here I'm just going to open up the designer. And from here, you will see a series of actions, series of the components which are enabled. So first, what I'm going to take it here, I'm taking the case number here as an argument, which is sent by Power Virtual Agent. Then there are some variables I defined, which is one status as a string, status description, because status in the system, it marked there as an integer. Then there is a description, which is a text value, then the state and the state description. So these are the variables that I have defined there. Now, what I have done here, I have extracted the information from Dataverse. So here is the action I used, because I know I wanted to extract the information from case. So where I'm just simplifying the query, where I'm just putting the case number and the details what I needed to see, or you can say use in my process. So there is a ticket number, there is a status code and state code. And where I'm defining a filter row condition, it's just like normal fetch XML. I'm just going to use it here, where I'm just going to put similar, you can say, just like the case number, I'm just going to pass on. So this is the variable that I am using, which came from here on this particular area. Now in the next, because there could be a chances there you may have a big list of the cases with the same number, or you can say it is retrieving the multiple scenarios. So that's why I put it there as a, you can say, the loop here. But it could be a possibility that you can use only the first row or the last row, whatever is coming as a first record. So that's not a, you can say, recommended approach. If you are analyzing that there is only one record is coming up here and this is what the same record that you need to show, you can use the simple straightforward formula where you can extract the first value and you can use it there. But in any case, I just put the for the extracting the information in a loop, where based on the value that I received from here, from this particular, you can say the result, which I retrieve from the above step, I am taking the information in a variable, which I described on the top as a state and a status. You can see this one is status, this variable, and state variable. So this information I extracted here. Now, what I'm doing here, based on the values, whatever is coming, I am adding some information just like a definition. So if it is 0, means the state is 0, I'm just marking as active. Similar way, if the state is 1, I'm marking it as a resolved. And if state is 2, I'm resolving at cancelled. So these are the, you can say, definition just applied there. Even though you can also write a small step also to just get the definition of that particular option set. But I use the very simplified version, so that's why I'm just updating, okay, what are the state and status, because there's a limited numbers, I'm using it here. Similar way for the status, I am using this particular number, means the code. If it is 1, then it's in progress. If it is 2, then it means on hold, and so on. And based on the data which I received, I am passing out the same information back to the Power Virtual Agent. So now what happens whenever any request comes in, based on the scenario, system try to capture those information, retrieve the information, extract, define, and then pushing back to the main origin where the record was requested. Now, if you can see it here on the down, based on the values, I am getting the return values here. So return values, once it is finalized, system is giving me the message here, where I just put the message detail, means based on what is, you can say your case number, what is the case number, customer has put it there, is status, which is a return value. I have it here on my result of the Power Automate. And then once it is done, you can see there is another flow is coming there. The flow is coming up in a way that if I want to talk to agent, yes or no, I'm just press yes, then it is going to hand off the conversation to my real agent. But if say I say no, then it's mean the end of conversation is going to happen, means my connection is going to be closed here. So as soon as I'm here, so let me just do and reply back that, okay, I don't want anything. So I'm just going to put no, system will do nothing. So that's the scenario number 1 that you have seen here, where you have the option, you are going to extract the detail by using the Power Automate. So that's a very simplified process I have shown you. It could be complex one, means based on some object, you are calling the another source, then another source, and in the end that you are going to compile the result and you are going pushing back to the same. Now, at this point of time, what I'm going to do, I'm saying that, okay, I wanted to connect with the agent. So you can see here, as soon as I'm just going to do, so I'm just going to put it here, the talk to agent. I'm just going to write it here. So you can see the message is going to be appear on my own omni-channel reference here. So you can see here that particular request is now in line from the WhatsApp there. So that's a kind of the landing you can see. And the best part is whatever the information that you have captured, it will keep track in the conversation. So the Power Automate functionality, it could be used within this framework, means you can say the Dynamics platform, as well as if you want to use on SharePoint, you can also use it. Even though if you are using the ERP modules, you can use and utilize this functionality on the ERP module also. So now you can see it here. Whatever the conversation I made it here, you can see a complete information or complete historical information you come here. So we'll talk about this omni-channel part in a later stage, but this is just for a high level. This is how you can interconnect and link the business model there. Now, there could be another way around that you want to extract the external APIs and you want to take the information and push it on the CRM or any data source. So what could be the possible scenario that you can achieve there? Let me just open one of my environment. from where I can show. Yes, this is what I created last night. I was just testing out some API which was provided for one of my colleague, and I was just testing out how we are going to extract. So let's take example that I wanted to create a lead from an external API. So what we have done here in this particular scenario, that's a very simplified one, very simplified one that I'm going to show you. Here you can see there's a manual trigger. Manual trigger means it could be used on a button level, on you can say the mobile task. It can be created, or it could be used as a, you can say, the child process flow within the same environment, where I'm giving them the number. So let's take example. I'm just going to give him the number of mine. And here there is a HTTP request. I just put it there. I'm going to use the get simplified method, and you can see other methods also. You can use port, post, patch, delete, so whatever you need, and even you can use the custom one. But for the API, these are the all 5 methods we normally use to execute any message there. This is particular message, you can say URL that you have it. Then I'm sending out as a parameter. That's a number that I'm going to send it out. Then there could be a header. If you have some API key or something that you can use it, you can put it there in the headers, or if you are using any authentication protocol. So this is the authentication protocol that you can use it. But it's the open API, so I'm not using the authentication here. Now the second part, which is I have done here, it is a JSON to parse the information. And to do so, what I'm going to do, based on the information that I received here in the body, I just put it there, and I just copy paste the schema here. So what information that I can extract. So once I'm done, if I go down, I just put one small condition where if we have the customer name inside, then it's mean there is a new record is going to be created. If nothing, then system should do means it shouldn't do anything. They should be, you can say, exit the path. But from here you can see the new record is going to come in here, and what record is going to be created is going, it will create a lead record information for me. So let it be open, then I can show you how I'm extracting the information here. So you can say this table I'm using lead. Then what I have done here, I just put it there, the last name, whatever the name is coming up here. So just for the testing purpose, I put the topic where I'm just putting some static value as well as the dynamic value. Then in the description, I just put some random information just to try to concatenate the different fields which were extracted from the API. Then the email part, again, I mapped it to the email and mobile with the mobile. So let me show you how it works. So for this one, first I need to save it because I changed the mobile number. And from here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on the test here. And same thing I will show you for that particular Power Automate history for the other one, which we use for the extracting the case information. So now you can see it here, trigger is made. It's going to extract the customer number. And then there is a HTTP request is going to be executed. So I wanted to see what's being there. So I can see the information. There is an input. There is an API I called. This is the parameter I passed on. This information system has given me. Okay. Same thing. If I just go here to see what's being happened, so I can see the all details which is coming up here. As well as system shows me the schema, as well as what is the output parameter. And these are based on the output parameter. What I had done, I have created the record. You can see it here. There is an input. There is a description. It put it here. Email, name, mobile, and the topic. So these are the input, and the system has created information. So this is how you can do, and you can utilize the external APIs or proprietary APIs by extracting the information, pulling or pushing the information, as well as you can make any comprehensive process through this way. Okay. Similar way, if I can show you the history of that particular one, which we use for getting and pushing the information for the particular for the case scenario. I wanted to showcase you that one also. So here you can see this is the last message we passed on. So this is a normal variable we had created. Okay. So here, what information we extracted? So this is the information was extracted here. You can say this is the information, and this information was registered, or you can say received from the Power Automate. Not from, you can say to the Power Automate from the PVA or Power Visual Agent. Now we have the information, we extracted the information, and where we can see this information, which is just like a get case records there. I just put it there, how many records are received, because there is the only one. And here I can see the results. So I can see it is the status is 1. And here I receive the state as 0. So based on this condition, what I had done, system has defined. So you can see it here. This one is not executed. That one is not executed. And one should be here. This is a default one. So default one is, it was set. Similar way, if I just go to the description, so you can see it here also. The default, it's also set it there. And now, if I can show you on the down one, where I'm returning back the variables. So you can see these information, I return back to the main object. And system has retrieved this information from Power Automate. So this is how you can see the execution of your Power Automate process, as well as you can set up based on whatever the need that you have it. So these are the two scenarios that I was supposed to share with you. And along with it, I would like to showcase you some of the more information, how we are managing our subscription model. Subscription means where we are automating all the business, not business, you can say educational parameters, as well as by the time that when you register, how you receive the information and how you are receiving particular schedule whenever it is scheduled on the system. So let me showcase you the process, what we are very actively using. So for that one, I'm just coming up here on this particular model. So you can see first is whenever any new registration happen in our, you can say the system. So that's a, that's a kind of normal Microsoft form we are using. And based on it, if I can show you, first of all, I would like to show you some of the information that we are extracting. You can see it here. These are the connection we are using, the form connection, the message, or you can say email that you received, as well as OneDrive, where we are storing the information. So if I can just open up my flow pattern, how it works here. So whenever anyone submits the form, this particular form you had seen by the time that you registered, system retrieves the information. It's a just like information, whatever the information we have received. So it's a get response. We are getting it here. So every response is linked with the response ID. Now you have seen in the email, there is a banner and a footer we are using. So this is a banner we are putting in here, and the logic we applied there, we embedded the HTML code here. Similar way for the footer, same thing we had done. We put it there one variable as a string variable, and we put the HTML embedded values there. Now, based on information, we are also extracting some of the information, which is, you can say, the name of the person and the email of the person here. Okay. Now, based on the information that we have received here, so if the submitted information we received it, so what the system does, system takes the schedule file. We are extracting the file from the OneDrive, as well as we are extracting the content. So first is the metadata for that particular file. Second is the content of the file. Similar way, we are extracting the meeting invite and the meeting invite content. And once this information is done, means this information is retrieved, then system composes an email here. And from here, you can see this email sender means so receiver recipient is going to put it there who submitted the form with the basic text of the subject. We put the header on the top. The dynamic value of the form here means the submitter, or you can say the recipient. This is the static content. There are some variables we put it there, and the footer here. And if I showed you the email that how it extracted from the past historical information, then you can easily identify what was happened and how it is extracted and send it out that particular invitation. So you can see this particular form has submitted, and there was the ID which was generated. So ID, I received it there, and this is the all information that I received based on the person. And the header part is the static one. This is what we are using, and the full name and the email. Then if I just go down on the condition, you can see the email has contains the values, or you can say the content is there. And by the time system is sending an email, we have this information. So this is the email was sent to that particular person or recipient who registered in our program. So this is how we have automated our business educational model in terms of the registration. Similar way, whenever you receive any invitations, by the time you receive the invitation as a fresh or a reminder or rescheduler. So we have these models there. So you can see it here. So let's take example. I'm just going to show you the trainings. Whenever there is any announcement make for the training. So I'm just going to show you. This is the Excel component we are using. And from here, if I can show you, on the Excel system identifies, it selects the rows, whatever the rows are there. So we select it here based on where the location is. The banner, it came the same logic we applied there, the footer, meeting in white, and we send the email notification. So this is how you normally receive the automatically from the system whenever there is any schedule happen, and it is being managed on the Excel level. So because whenever the Excel is updated, we are just sending the out from the Excel through the Power Automate. We are sending out the invitation to every participant in our program. Similar way, whenever you are going to see any kind of the rescheduling of any event, same event, but we created a different thread here. So just like a rescheduling or reminder, this is what you have uh, might be possible that you had received or no, but most probably you received it today. And from here, you would be able to see the same concept. We are using the Excel component, and that Excel component, we are preparing the banners. We are putting the schedule here, means that uploading the file or you can attaching the file. And from here, we have sent out the email generation here. So that's the logic that we have applied in this automation. So this is how you can extract. You can use SharePoint, you can use Excel, you can use OneDrive, you can use Dataverse or any kind of non-Microsoft product to synchronize, to integrate your business model. So this is kind of the automation that you may see in the future, that all of the business is going to use such kind of the business processes where you are going to define all the steps and system is taking care for it based on the action that you have defined. So I think this is the one that I was thinking to share with you, and I think it's more than enough for today. It's a very comprehensive one, and this is what I shared very extensively with you. So let's jump back to our presentation and see what we have, because we have covered almost all the points which we did mention. Bootcamp is coming up for Pakistan user group, and I would highly encourage you to attend these session in Karachi. They are coming in, means you are based in Karachi, so you can attend there. You can make yourself registered in these particular uh, sessions. There are 3 days event from November 3rd to November 6th. and there are three different locations. The event is being happening. It's a hybrid mode, the online plus on-site. So I must encourage you to get registered with the program. And the best part, you will see it here that me and Wahaj, we are also collaborating in the Pakistan user group. I will be talking on business process mapping, revolution, and reengineering, specifically for the Dynamics 365 CE apps or CRM apps. And Wahaj, he will be talking about the sales accelerator, uh, enhance seller and the customer experience with sequence. So that's how you can say hot topic currently is being in, you can say, nowadays Microsoft is pushing it there. So we'll be talking in those sessions. So I will say you must visit the place as well as you must register and attend those sessions. It will be much helpful for you to understand the Dynamics 365 ecosystem. Even though you can have a different tracks, you have the track for, you will going to have a track for CRM, you will going to have a track for finance and operation, power apps, as well as for journal, you can say, discussion. So most probably there will be a three tracks, CRM, finance and operation, and uh, power apps. And there will be a topic also on the cloud computing also. So I must say you should research and attend
Okay, sir.
those
Is it
sessions.
free?
Yes, free, 100% free.
Okay. So you will be doing visiting Karachi, or you will be doing remotely from UAE?
Not sure. I'm not sure.
Okay, okay,
Not
okay,
sure.
okay.
We'll plans. Let's see if
Okay,
schedule allows us. Definitely, me and Wahaj. But most probably it will be online for us.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
So our upcoming session, we will be talking about some topics related to the web API, working with Postman as well as C Sharp in next Tuesday session. And then week after, we will be discussing about plugin development, which is the part one, because we divided the plugin development in two different parts. One is the basic, second one is the intermediate to advanced level. Okay.
Okay, so we will. Is it also a part of this power automation?
Yes or no, because again, it's a kind of the integration because we covered the web API at the beginning, but some of the guys they're saying that it should be good if we can also see some other expert also. So Postman and the C Sharp, this is what you can use it because by the time that you are giving the CRM web API, so you need to extract those information. So how it is going to be interlinked and how you can use it. So let's take example, you are the finance and operation guy, or you are using the C sharp. So how you are going to extract the information from the CRM. So this is the kind of the topic that we are talking about. Means how you can generate the web API of the CRM and how you can utilize it from by using the Postman as well as through C sharp. Because the same practice that you are going to do it or you are going to deliver to other uh, partners. Partners means who are working on the different products. So let's take example tomorrow the finance and operation guy they are saying that okay we need the web API to create a customer to create an opportunity to create a quotation.
Yes,
So
yes,
how
yes.
you can draft the web API and you can share the methods as well as the field. And before you are going to send anything, you have to test it on your own. So this is the part that we are
Okay,
going to
okay.
cover that you can be using the Postman as well as C sharp to extracting the web APIs. Okay? And then plugin is a custom routine that you build on the C sharp level and you extend the business solution and logic by using or by you can say applying the code because up till now what we have seen JavaScript, we have seen workflows, we have seen business process flows, Power Automate. Now, if you want to do some extensive development, then plugin will help you in this particular area. So thank you. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate once again for your time.
Thank you so much, sir.
And we will conduct our session next week from the web API using the Postman as well as along with C Sharp. Thank you and see you next week,
Okay,
inshallah.
sir. Inshallah. Tala.
Thank you.
Okay.
Really appreciate it.